Hey, you guys, how are you doing on this Sunday here? And I just want to go through all the alerts that I have gotten from TradingView for the past, I think it's 4 days, just to go through what I'm getting in. Some of it I use, some of it I don't, but yeah, we will just go through them very simply. The first one is very important, a very, very important alert. That is uh, very needed to know, in my opinion. So let's dive in here. First off, as you can see, we have the alerts over here. And here they are, June 6, 5, and 4. This is where we're going to go down to, and then we're going to check in. So as you can see, we have some gold miners here divided by gold. We have platinum. Yes, we are insanely bullish on platinum. Some gold miners, platinum, stock, oil. Yes, oil, platinum, some ratios, copper. Copper is important, by the way. If you want to get into copper, we will get into that. And then platinum divided by gold, which is also very important. So let's see what we can find here. As mentioned, some of the alerts is more important than others. Speaking of which, we have here the GDXJ, that is the gold juniors divided by gold, in this case, the futures market. And the long downtrend here, which is 15 years, has been breaking. It's not been a massive momentum breakout, as you can see here, right? We have been, tweaking a little bit above there. We can't really escape. But also here we have a 2-year blue channel, which we are actually having a weekly close above. Therefore, the 15-year downtrend is over in relation to the juniors, underperform gold. And then you have also this red one here, which is the next target, by the way. So we can zoom in here. And therefore, again, if you have been riding this whole gold train, I think gold is up 60% in the last, roughly 15 months, which is, I mean, amazing gains, right? From the 2000 to the 3,500. The long-term outlook for gold is really, really strong. However, this is a moment where you can start to rotate from gold. Again, take your gains off the table and actually go into the miners here, in the gold miners, because we can see that on the weekly, we're breaking out from a 2-year almost sideways range. The downtrend is broken. The next target or the next, big resistance for me is right here. So 25% until we reach the red one, meaning the juniors will have 25% outperformance to gold. And you never have a scenario where gold drops and then you have the juniors go up over a longer period. That's never happening. Maybe day to day for sure, but other than that, so so yeah, juniors and also the majors, I would assume is a way better option than gold. Remember, miners they have more volatility, risk to dilution, and all that sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, gold miners again rotating some of the profits into juniors, perfect. Personally, I would still have something in the gold. Again, don't do, the entire, transition into miners from the profit from gold because gold will do well. It's a good stabilizer. Yeah, you know the deal with gold. So juniors is setting to outperform, and we can see momentum here. We have broken the weekly momentum, which is fantastic. And then also here, the 30 weekly is coming up nicely. Yeah, it's good. It's very, very, very good. And that's a really good sign that the gold bull market is in full swing, having the miners outperform gold. Beautiful, beautiful. So, platinum, again, we have been talking a lot about platinum and we have finally got the breakout. So, yeah, this is insanely early for platinum. And we broke again roughly 1K and then the big 1050. And you can see we broke out, back tested 1050 and on we went. So platinum here, insanely bullish. My next big target is the triangle high right there at roughly 1350, give or take. Then we will definitely again, we might overshoot a little, but often we stall here for some time, depending on, and then we go higher. So insanely bullish platinum for the next, for the next 2 years. I mean, really, really, really bullish. And we've also done a very, I will say, successful update on the platinum miners in a video last week, which basically we watched every breakout and it happened, and we have made really good entries on these guys, and that's really nice because the miners, specifically platinum miners, they are difficult to get correct. So really, really happy with that post slash video. So again, check it out if you want to see the details on it. But yeah, platinum here, there's nothing to be to be worried about at this moment in time. What a move we're in for, in my opinion, and we have much more to come. Then we have MGG, which is again, we broke here finally, and then this was really promising because we did break some other stuff as well. But then we stalled and stalled for a long time, and we're finally breaking again. So you can see the MGG now is actually breaking this downtrend here, and then this little bull flag here at the end. So again, the path of least resistance is definitely up for this gold stock, silver stock as well. And I would assume we're back testing. Yeah, we're back testing now, so very important. And we could be stalling here for some time and then go higher. So if you get like a bull flag here, that bull flag is definitely worth buying into. And my target is still somewhere close to here, depending. So roughly 200% in the making. And we can easily overshoot and actually go up to here, which then you're getting 500. And that's the sell point for us for MGG. If we get there, perfect. Good. Here we have one trigger that is also a long term. We should do the weekly. Yeah, we should do the weekly. We broke this 15-year pattern on Calibre mining, and big head and shoulders. Typically, I'm not a fan of the rising wedges into such a breakout. But again, nonetheless, the risk here is still insane. You have 25, 26 to 1. You can have your risk all the way down to here, right below that recent swing low. If that happens, you've also broken the uptrend here from 2023. I think we can copy that as well. Yep, beautiful. So if we, come back down and break the uptrend, again, that's when you can have your stop. Meaning you could also do it a little bit, again, when time goes on, you could increase the stop a bit. But again, you're having 25 to 1 here on a big head and shoulders for 15 years. And yeah, we broke last week, so that is really, really, really good. BTG, also a stock that we called the entry on last week here. You can see the uptrend right in the volume. You have a downtrend breakage, which is always good. Horizontal level also broken here for BTG, which was 3.4, 3.5. And now we are insanely bullish on BTG, and it's still very early in my opinion. The first target we have is the triangle high there, or in this case, we have a channel high, which is at $6. So from 3.7 to 6, that's the next target for me on BTG. This is a really good low risk entry. And yeah, it was called last week on some of the videos here at roughly 3.5. So beautiful BTG. We are bullish. ELR, also one of the stocks from the platinum video, which we talked about. And ELR was not my favorite setup, but again, we have noted the downtrend here. So overall, 20 years in downtrend. Yep, we're still in that territory. However, we also had a little, sideways, almost sideways going on for 2 years, 1 year. And the reason was mentioned that if we ever start to break 20 cents, we're going to have a big pop. This was also given the factor that platinum looked so well. So you had platinum also, a screaming buy. And then on top of that, you have this little range here and breaking to the upside, massive volume on the weekly. So a lot of people on the Substack went in at roughly 20 cents and it's now well into the into the profits on ELR. And the target we have is roughly 50 cents here. And that's when It's up to, again, depending on who you are, to take half of it off the table and then let the rest run. And you are basically risk free. And that's the name of the game, risk, 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 risk. So good little entry on that one. And yeah, fantastic. One here is the USD WTI. I want to focus on this little here. Everything else we have been talking about many times. Again, back testing of long-term uptrends and excuse me, supports. This big wedge breakdown. And what's happening now is we have this two-month fractal, little splitter in the middle there, breaking it, well, breaking it to the upside here. And now comes the important stuff for the USD WTI, which is the backtest right here at 66. The backtest of the 4-year wedge, which was broken there. So we're meeting 66 together with a downtrend here, which is also resistance. Therefore, if we can break it here, these two lines, in my book, that is the very early signs that, hey, we have a potential move on our hands because we have a false breakdown. Below a wedge, you're getting back in, you're getting back into the wedge, and then you go very often. So 66, look for that number on the USD WTI chart. That is very key for next week, right? This is next week, this week, right here. Very, very key if it can break that. So very interesting on oil. And I'm planning a bigger update on the oil stocks because if we get that break, I can assure you that these oil stocks will do tremendously well. Even though these charts are a bit damaged, but we might be able to find, 5 or something because we have a long list where actually the entry makes a lot of sense. And remember, these guys also pay quite a good dividend as well, 5, 10, 15% easily. So 66 USD WTI, that's the big one. Here we also have a platinum stock, palladium stock, rhodium stock. We are focusing on this, and this was the triangle or the fractal that we have been watching for some time. Finally, the lows held, and then we are breaking out back testing and further. So again, if you want to get in, it's still, I would say, take the breakout high there at roughly 7.36, and then you're on. And the first target we have is right here at 10.5. That's the first target, by the way. So you're getting in here roughly 7.3, and then you go to 10.5. And that's the first target. And again, we are not saying that that is the end of it, but that's just the formation or the triangle high, which is always the first big resistance that I'm looking at. So again, platinum miners, hell yes, they look really good. But remember, and this is also something that I say to uh, every time I mention platinum miners, they are, in my book, the most difficult miners to get correct. Silver miners can be difficult, yep, for sure. Gold miners, a little bit less. However, platinum, they are really difficult. But with the move that we're seeing right now in platinum, palladium also, rhodium will also catch on fire. These miners should be in for one heck of an up move here. That's my view. It's going to be fun. The next year for these one here is going to be fun. Volatile, yes, but very fun. Here we have a ratio, which is AAG divided by Defiance. So this is aftermath silver divided by the Defiance silver. And you can see here, again, one side note, we are breaking out, yes, meaning aftermath is a better play than Defiance. The reason to this was at least to the drop in Defiance, was that they had a huge, decent sized private placement, which is dilution, right? So that's why we're breaking here. So let's see how it goes. But if this was a stock, you would be buying this stock. Therefore, if you're contemplating aftermath or Defiance, as we speak, aftermath is the better play. No matter how much you like Defiance, aftermath is the best play. Both can go up, don't get me wrong. Both will most likely go up, don't get me wrong. But um, aftermath will do more if this still holds true. Again, remember, this one here is due to that dilution. So Let's see how it, the next few weeks does for Defiance. Again, could be that we do that. And of course, if that happens, right, then all of a sudden it is Defiance that is the better play because you have a false breakout. Right? So, but for now, Aftermath is, yes, the best one between the two. So, and then here we have copper miners, which is again a bit messy for the past 3 years, but again, it still have some structural value to it. And we have now broken that wedge, right? That is right here. We have the last high to take out, but this is really bullish for copper miners. And we can remove that as well because I think we're going to play this channel here, which has been confirmed. So the next target should be somewhere at like 58, give or take. And we're now at 42. So yeah, copper miners, really bullish. And you also have seen the copper price with some pretty decent price action also. So that is really neat. Hopefully we get a little sideways here and then we go because then you have, again, you can get in and you can have a stop loss very tightly. So copper miners, yeah, sure. They look good. Yet another ratio, platinum divided by gold. I think it's time for platinum to outperform gold big time. The last little hurdle is here, right? Of course, the entire downtrend is still fully intact for 20 years, so don't get me wrong. But I think this flush here, the V shape right there, let's zoom in. That's the precursor to actually have platinum outperform gold by a factor of at least here initially 40%, 40, 50% platinum will be a better play than gold. And remember, it doesn't mean that gold will do bad. It doesn't have to be like that. But it means that platinum here is going to be the better play. Also looking at the platinum chart again, incredibly strong. So yeah, platinum here breaking internally of a 2-year trend line coming down with a V-shaped bottom. That's really good. And we had a phantom line. You can see these two here are parallels, and then you had a phantom here which connected to there. So that's the confirmation as well. So platinum is most likely a better play for the next at least 1 year compared to gold. Platinum is better. So interesting, interesting, interesting. So this was just a walkthrough of various, signals that I've gotten during the past 3 days. So take it as you may. We have some ratios, we have some stocks, we have some commodities, ETFs as well. So again, if you enjoyed this, guys, you know exactly what to do. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Cheers. Bye.